Hey bitches, okay, today is literally sorry. Number one, I'm really nervous to film this video. Number two, I'm really excited. Number three, I'm like really nervous to be in front of the camera again. I'm literally crying right now. I had a full-on mental breakdown before sitting down and hitting record. I haven't been in front of the camera for like 5 weeks, maybe 6 weeks now, maybe 2 months. I don't even know. I'm just like so... Hey. So, I've just been like really fucking depressed, like, you know, this whole year. So like I haven't really been in the mood to film because for me, I at least have to be like a little bit happy in order to film. So basically, I've just been waiting till I was happy enough to be funny and entertaining on camera. And then, you know, what happened was, that never happened. Okay, sorry, I'm so sorry. So I had to sit down to make this video today because literally the most exciting thing happened to me. I finessed my way through so much. Okay, so as y'all know, TANA MONGEAU's and Jake Paul's wedding was on Sunday, the 28th, and woo, I kind of like, you know, skirted and like, you know, okay, so basically I crashed TANA MONGEAU's wedding. I deadass somehow managed to get past security to get into the mansion, and somehow I still finessed my way onto the party bus and into the sugar factory. I knew the wedding was happening and I knew the location because literally they were posting it everywhere that it was at the graffiti mansion. But the thing is, I wasn't really planning on, well, I told all my friends I'm like gonna crash the wedding, but I wasn't actually like planning on sneaking into the wedding. I was basically just gonna wait outside of the mansion and see some of the influencers there and like take pictures, whatever. Basically, I was so strategic this entire night. In the end, it was mainly just luck, but I in my head like knew from the beginning. I was like, sometimes like when they're having parties for like music videos or for like TV shows and stuff like that, they sometimes ask for extras to make it look more full. Like my mind is just like so skinny, you know? It's just like I knew I wanted to like dress up a little bit just in case they asked some of the fans to come in to make it look more full. I wore like a coat and like a dress shirt, but I was basically dressed up the same, if not more than some of the people there. I had a high ponytail and it was fucking bomb as hell, bitch. I get there around like 4:30. I thought they were getting married at 5, but I guess they didn't end up getting married till like 9 or 8. So I was outside standing that entire time. The security was like kind of fucked. Well, they were filming at the party, you know, so they had to have everybody sign a waiver. But like nobody got the waiver, everybody just got like the confirmation. And the confirmation wasn't enough, they had to have the waiver. So like there was a huge line of just like influencers waiting outside of this gate and they couldn't get into the mansion until they had this waiver signed. And it took like a long time because of that situation. And also they came for like a party. I felt like they didn't really want to be bothered. So I didn't take a picture with anybody like the entire night, I think, except Tana. The people that I saw pull up that was like kind of exciting, like Laura TRY was there and I like said hi to her. I was like, hey bitch. We had like a small interaction. Chris Clemens came along and I guess he thought I was like security or like somebody invited to the party because I looked like I was supposed to be there. And so he shook my hand and he was like talking to me about the party and like the security line outside and stuff like that. So I talked to him, I shook his hand. Sarah Basca was there. She was my bitch by the end of the fucking night. When she was walking in, she complimented my high pony. That made me so happy. I love her so fucking much. There was like a whole group of fans I was talking to and this one guy was like low-key sketch, like high-key sketch actually. He's important in this story. He was like basically like a paparazzi, but he was like trying to take pictures of like the highest profile people there and he was asking us constantly, oh, who is that, are they famous, how many followers do they have? It was like getting really late, like it was 8 o'clock by now. Eventually the majority of the group I was with just like went home because the security would not budge like at the fuck all. I was like, bitch, I'm getting into this party, like there's no way I'm going home empty-handed. I promised my friends I'm gonna crash this party. So like I kept like walking around the perimeter to try to find a way to like hop the fence because the fence was like very low. Half of it was like concrete and the other half was like the fence. It was like very easy to jump. I did kind of find like a spot that was like kind of lower than the other side, like the concrete part was lower, so it was like easier to step up and hop this fence. There was still one security guard there just like walking around, and like one time like the security guard went away and I was like, it's my fucking chance, but then I pussied out. So I didn't hop the fence. I was talking to these two girls after everybody else left, and the guy that I was talking to all fucking night, this sketchy ass paparazzi guy, he somehow fucking convinced the guard to let him in because I guess he knew like a couple people that were inside. So I was like 5 feet away from this bitch. He goes in and I see him go past the gate. And he didn't tell me. And the entire night we're like, hey bitch, we're in it together. Like me and the sketchy ass paparazzi guy were the last 2 people from our like main group that I was like talking to the entire night. Like we were in it together, right? He leaves me there. He doesn't tell me that he's getting in. We were in it fucking together, bitch. And you're high-key sketch. And they let you fucking in and you didn't even tell me. Like, here's the thing, I'm a 17-year-old fan who already showed the security guards that I wasn't taking pictures with anybody. I was being very respectful the entire time. I was standing outside at 114-degree heat for like 5 or 6 hours at this point. And they let this guy in. The only person they let in who didn't have a waiver, who didn't have an invite, they let him fucking go to the mansion. And at this point, I'm fucking pissed. I'm like cursing out the security guard. So I was like, bitch, come on. I was like trying to convince him to let me in. I was like, I know this guy. He's from fucking New Jersey. He's an entrepreneur. He knows this girl who's inside. Her name is Alyssa. Like, I knew every fact that he told me because I talked to him for hours and they didn't let me in. They didn't fucking let me in. Like, and they wouldn't even give me water. They wouldn't give me shit. Now, I was hella convinced. Before, I was like kind of convinced to like sneak my way in. I was fucking so determined to get into this party because I was so high on anger that they let this guy in, who they saw was outside the entire time being sketch, but they wouldn't fucking. So at this point, I'm like, you know what? Fuck 12. I'm like, I'm fucking 17. What the fuck y'all gonna do? Like, what are y'all gonna do? Y'all ain't finna arrest me. Like, y'all ain't gonna do shit. Like, fuck 12, right? So I was like on this high and I was like, bitch, I'm finna do it. I was getting ready to hop the fence like at the spot that I saw was like a good opening. But then there was two influencers and like Jack and Jack were like right there by the place I was gonna hop. But then, for some reason, the entire night, every single time they would let somebody in or out, they would open up the gate like barely. But there was this one time where they opened the gate entirely and they cannot shut it. Like this one guy's trying to shut it and it won't work like at all. It's like malfunctioning. And so the other security guard that was there goes over to try to help him and they're both like huddling together and squatting down trying to fix his gate because like the electrical box was like towards the ground. I was talking to the two new fans that I just like met. I was like, hey bitches, let's fucking run. And they didn't want to. Well, they were younger than me, so I felt like they were probably scared. But I was like, hey bitch. So I like fast walk. I didn't sprint, but I fastly walked past these security guards and they didn't fucking notice. The party was basically kind of over and everybody was like calling Ubers and everything. So there was a lot of influencers like outside of the mansion, but still inside the gate. So I like ran to go over to these influencers to like pretend like I fit in for a little bit. Once I saw they didn't even notice I went through, I went into the house. I basically saw everybody that I already saw outside. So it wasn't like anybody new. I was like low-key filming the entire experience just in case I got caught. I'm holding my camera like nonchalantly. I'm walking in the backyard and everything, walking around the house, and I see like where they got married, like all the photo opportunities and everything. But then I saw this fucking bitch. I saw the fucking bitch that left me outside. Fuck the security, fuck that bitch, fuck 12. And he was like, hey, can you get me a water? And I was like, fuck you. Because there was like no water. So there was like this big ice chest. I reached around to try to find a water and I found one. And I was fucking thirsty. So I grabbed it for myself and kept trying to look around for another one. But I couldn't find one. And then Sarah Baska comes up and she's like kind of talking to me. She's like, oh my God, is there water in here? Like we had like a small brief combo. That's my bitch, right? She was trying to find a water, but there was only one more left, and I couldn't find it for some reason, but she found it. I went back into this fucking bitch-ass paparazzi douchebag, right? And I'm just drinking this water. I was like, hey, you know, sorry, like, they didn't have another one. I went back into the house, and I saw, like, some party favors, like, on the table. I was, like, having an anxiety attack the entire time. I'm like, I'm gonna get busted. Like, I better grab some shit, because, like, this is the only chance I'm gonna fucking get. Like, I better grab a souvenir, bitch. So, I nonchalantly snatched this fucking party. I don't even know what the fuck this is, but it says Jana on it. But at this point, they were like kicking everybody out of the house because like we were already late to go to the sugar factory. So there's like 4 party buses outside. So I was standing outside like in the courtyard. And then Jake Paul walks out. He's walking with the guy who like married them or whatever, who I don't even think has like an official marriage license. They were walking by and getting into this party bus. Everybody else was walking outside of the gate and into like the street because the other party buses were on the street. So I was going back outside, like going past the gate, past the security guards, hoping they didn't see me. I was so fucking excited that I pulled that shit off. Like I was not expecting to get that far. I was not expecting to snatch this. A souvenir, bitch. So everybody was loading into these party buses. I was like gonna go leave, but like a huge party bus was blocking my car. So like I couldn't even leave. I was like low-key joking with the fans there. I was like, we should like board the party bus. But they didn't want to go. I was like debating for a quick second if I should go on the party bus or not. But everybody was telling me to do it and I was like, hey bitch, I can't even go home right now. Might as well go onto this party bus. And the thing was like everybody who was at the party had a wristband to go into the sugar factory. I was like, I don't have a wristband, so like I don't know what the fuck to do. But that's why I was so glad that I grabbed this. Because just in case they called me out for not having a wristband, I was like, hey bitch, I was fucking there. How the fuck did I get this if I wasn't fucking there? So I get on this party bus and Oprah's sitting across from me. And last minute, Sarah Baska and Caitlin Ray hop into this party bus. I was like freaking the fuck out. Like I was freaking out, but I was also turning the fuck up at the same time. And then Sarah Baska was twerking on Oprah and she was doing like this whole dance and twerking like on the floor. Like it was fucking insane. She was living her best fucking life. Yeah!
Go Sarah! Go Sarah! Hey, 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 hey,
We ended up getting off the party bus. We had to walk down the strip a little bit to get to the sugar factory. I low-key like skirted up to Sarah and I was just like walking like close by her and I was like, oh my god, Sarah Basque, you know, I was like, ah. She ends up talking about how dehydrated she was. So I was like, oh my god, bitch, I'm so fucking thirsty too. So like I was like, so I was having this whole ass combo with her, just like walking with her the entire time. And like Caitlin actually like pulled out her vlog camera.
We are walking to the sugar factory for the reception.
We're dehydrated.
We're so dehydrated and we're starving. This is Jason. We just met Jason.
Hi.
But guys,
Jason is dehydrated.
it's not even, guys, it's not even 11 o'clock tonight and this is already so ridiculous.
It's not even 11. Wait, actually?
Yes, no, actually.
What time is it?
It's, dude, was that actually open?
But like everyone, we all just went in the limo and everyone is just walking in a single file to the sugar factory. So I mean, I hope this is fun. Let's go.
And then once we got in line to get into the actual bar, like she kind of moved away and I was gonna follow her, but in the back of my mind I'm like, I don't have a wristband, like what if they call me out? Like I don't want to get embarrassed and like get exposed in front of Sarah Basque. I basically went into the back of the line. I noticed a couple other people didn't have wristbands, so I talked to them about it and they're like, oh yeah, they ran out of wristbands because there was like too many people there. So like everything's fine, like I'm gonna get into this place. Another fucking obstacle and I fucking made it. Like what is my fucking luck? I made it into the sugar factory. I ran into Sarah Basque again and she's like, hey. She's my bitch. So after that, I was like low-key in a really good spot to get like a video of like the cake cutting and everything. I was having a fucking blast. It was low-key like really overcrowded. And then like before we ended up getting kicked out, I was dancing again. You know, Ashley Schwann's boyfriend, he came up to me. He tried to shake my hand, but like, I don't know how to do a handshake like a man. He went in for like the hug thing that I don't know how the fuck to do. I went like this and try to do a fist bump afterwards. Like that's what I thought I was supposed to do. And he came up to me, he's like, hey, I really like your hair. Like your hair's the best I've seen tonight. I was like, hey bitch, hey period. After like we kind of did that like awkward embrace or whatever, I just like patted him on like the shoulder. I didn't know what to do. I was trying to play it off like I knew what I was doing, but I had no idea what the fuck to do. So I was just like patting him on the shoulder like, hey, you know, like, hey. What ended up happening was we were getting kicked out of the sugar factory. I don't know why really. Maybe because there was cake all over the floor or we were kind of like really overcrowded, but we ended up getting kicked out. And Tana Mojo's like right here. She's like right next to me. And everybody's asking her for pictures. So Tana's walking toward me and I'm like, oh my god, Tana, I love you so much. Like congratulations. Like can I take a picture? She's like, oh yeah, of course. So I take out my phone, but my camera's flipped the wrong way. So while I'm flipping it, her manager Jordan comes up and talks to her. And I'm just like sitting here. She left me hanging. So I just snapped 2 pictures and they're the funniest pictures ever. It turned out so bad. She wasn't even looking at the camera. And I didn't know she wasn't looking at the camera because I guess she was talking to Jordan about getting kicked out, right? The night was over at that point. So I group Ubered with people who I met at the party. We Ubered back to the mansion, so I just ended up going home. It was a fucking night to remember. It was insane. I can't believe I was able to finesse my way through everything. Oh my god, y'all. Literally, Sarah Basque followed me like a couple days ago on Twitter and I'm so freaking the fuck out. I literally cried for another fucking hour. I told y'all she was my fucking bitch. Like, that's my fucking ride or die. I love her so fucking much. But that's basically it, and thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Bye, bitches.